Hi, I'm John Stanley, designer at Criterion Games.
Hi, I'm Rob Weil, producer at Criterion Games, and you're about to experience Star Wars Battlefront II, Starfighter Assault.
There's a Star Destroyer duct for repairs of the ship. Take out those defenses.
Starfighter Assault is set across all areas of Star Wars. So we've got the prequel trilogy, we've got the new trilogy, and as you can see from Fondor here, we're in the original trilogy. In Starfighter Assault, we've got 24 players, and that's 12 players a side. And having that amount of players in there as well means that we've got no empty space. We've got our AI in there as well, and so you should always feel like there's somewhere to tackle, someone who's always in your kind of periphery of going, okay, I'm going to go chase that guy now, I'm going to go take that guy down. Playing as the Rebels, Phase 1, it's all about destroying the Imperial defences. So coming in, the Imperials can see that the Rebels are trying to mount their attack, and they send out 2 of their big capital ships, their Imperial light cruisers, as you can see here. Big ships that you want to try and get in and deliver as much damage as possible. And new to Starfighter Assault is class-based gameplay. We've got our classes here for the Rebels, so you can see we've got our fighter class, which is the X-Wing, and then we've got our interceptor class, which is the A-Wing, and then we've got our bomber class, which is the classic Y-Wing. For each one of our ships, we've got different star cards, and that's all about making it feel like your ship. You're customizing the ship to make it feel exactly like how you want it to, but we'll speak a bit more about that in a minute. Starting out here is the A-Wing coming in. We've got these kind of defensive turrets, these cinder turrets. And so the A-Wing is actually a really good choice for that. You can get in quite quickly, get in between the laser fire of the turrets and take them out. Okay, so now we're focusing our attentions on the light cruiser, trying to deal as much damage as possible there. It's quite great actually to get in from behind, because then you're going to try and avoid some of that laser fire that's coming off the light cruiser itself. So as you can see here, Rob's actually now shooting one of the Imperial light cruisers. That's made the marker go yellow. That's sending a message to all the other players within the flight to go and attack this now. If you attack this now, you're going to get that additional damage bonus. So what we've really tried to do in Starfighter Assault is make sure there's a varied amount of play so that it caters to all play styles. So we've got a couple of different ways you can actually play, especially when you're attacking. And so here you could either try and focus on the objective, maybe you're an objective player. Maybe you're somebody who's all about having the most kills possible within the match and you're all about dogfighting. Or maybe you're somebody who's about protecting, so maybe you're going to want to protect those AI guys, those AI Y-Wings that are coming in. There's a good varied amount of different play styles, and you can pick any one. So now we're coming up for our trench run style tunnel, and the objective here is for the Rebels that they want to come in and take out these shield generators. The shield generators, as it kind of says in the name, they're shielding the whole dock. And the idea is that the Rebels want to take these down, so that's going to make the Star Destroyer susceptible to being attacked. The wiring for the Rebels is really great because for this particular map here, we're attacking as the Rebels, so it's going to be all about trying to deliver as much damage as possible to those objectives, and the wiring is definitely the ship to do that in. So now we're on phase 3, and the idea is that we're going to take down these couplings. The reason why we're taking down these couplings is because there's one last shield active over the Star Destroyer. We need to take down these couplings. It's going to stop all power going to the Star Destroyer. It's going to make the core underneath vulnerable so we can get in, take out that core, and hopefully blow the whole Star Destroyer up. And so all of our ships within Starfighter Assault, you'll be able to jump into the cockpit. So it's really kind of get you into the action here. So this is really great, this phase actually, because it's really, really tight dogfighting play. So you can see that you're trying to get in and amongst the clamps, you know, avoiding not only starfighters, but the actual clamps themselves. And some great piloting here by Rob. He's managed to weave his way in and out. So now the power couplings have been disabled, you've got a 30-second window to deal as much damage to the Star Destroyer reactor and complete the final objective. Fantastic, the Rebels have managed to win. They've taken down the Star Destroyer and won the round.
We have faced a considerable setback this day.
Okay, so now we're loading into the Empire. And so this is really great actually. So this screen here just shows you who you're going to be spawning in with. They're the guys that you're going to be flying in, and they are your flight. That is you and your flight teammates. The first phase here for Fondor is that as the defenders, which are the Imperials are trying to stop the Rebels from actually attacking and taking down the Star Destroyer. So what they do to start off with is send out 2 of their Imperial light cruisers. So Rob's coming in as the Interceptor now. That's going to be perfect for getting in and taking down some of those Rebel scum. This is a anti-starfighter ship. You're going to want to use this to take down any other starfighter that's in your way. So they're a lot more agile, they're a lot quicker, and because of this, they're going to have a little less health. And so to try and keep the other players in mind, other players in your flight in mind, we always have these little yellow icons which are kind of clamped around the edge of the screen. So anytime you can go in the direction of where your other flight members are, so you can meet up with those guys. We've just made sure that we've got loads of different variation in play. So as you can see out here, we've got some wider open space for dogfighting, got some tighter spaces in the tunnel there, and then we've got kind of more obstacle-based spaces as well around the Star Destroyer and around the planets. So it just really allows for a big breadth of dogfighting gameplay. For each one of our ships, we've got different star cards, and that's per class as well. What's really great about these star cards is you're going to be able to equip them and kind of really make the Starfighter your own Starfighter. We're going to have that kind of feel and progression of you are the ex-pilot, and you know this is your ship. This is how you're going to customize your ship. So whether you want to play maybe a bit more defensively or maybe a bit more, you know, for attack purposes, those star cards will allow you to do that. And so with star cards, you can either select them at the start of the match, you can see, or you can even equip them before the match as well. So maybe you want to set your load out, and maybe you want to make sure that your Starfighter is just the way you like it before you even go into the match. But of course, you can then change the star cards if you then die and you're back on the spawn screen as well. So if we just look at the top of the screen, that's where we represent what's going on for health for each side. So if you look at the blue side at the moment, because we're the defenders, we are the Imperials, that's the amount of health left on each of the objectives. So the Imperials, it's imperative for them, they want to make sure there's as much health left on those objectives as possible. The red side of the bar at the moment for the defenders, for the Imperials, is the amount of reinforcements that the rebels have got left. So it's all about the Imperials getting in, taking down as many of those rebels as possible. And so if they manage to take down the amount of reinforcements that are currently there for the rebels, they could win in phase 1, phase 2 or phase 3. At Criterion with our heritage, what we're all about is vehicle feel. So we always start with our vehicles first. We've actually made sure that our controls reflect the kind of class of ship that you're currently in. And so you can see here as we're in the fighter class, it's going to be quite standard controls. You're going to get in, it's going to be quite easy to maneuver. You know, your speed's going to be pretty much normal. You're going to be able to, your roll rates are going to be kind of normal as well. But then if you were to jump into something like the TIE Interceptor, you're going to be going a bit faster, your turning rate's going to be quicker. It's going to allow you to be more nimble because, you know, you haven't got as much health there, so you're going to be wanting to get in and out quite quickly. And if we go on something more like the bomber class, you're going to be a bit slower and your turn rate is going to be a bit less, but that's amplified by the fact that you've got a fantastic amount of firepower, so you can really actually get in there and take down some of the bigger objectives. Just as in the Galactic Assault, we've also got classic icons such as Boba Fett's Slave 1, as you can see here, just entered the scene. And he's got some really great weapons actually. So you can see his seismic charge there, which you can drop, and anyone caught in that radius is going to get obliterated. And he's also got his torpedoes in there as well, and his ion cannon. So the good thing about the hero ships is that they can really change the tide of a match. So you save up your battle points, and your battle points are things that you earn throughout the whole course of the match. Every time you take down somebody or attack an objective, you're earning battle points. Save those up, and you can cash them in and bring in a hero ship into the battle. And this is Darth Maul's scimitar, and so he is a hunter killer for sure. So you can see that we'll be able to cloak and go invisible. What's really great about that is that, you know, breaks all missile locks, anyone trying to target him. And as soon as he comes out of cloak as well, he's going to deliver additional amount of damage with his lasers. And so now we're in as Black One, which is Poe Dameron's ship. And he's got a bunch of abilities which you can use. So you can see down there, he's got his astromech, but that's actually BB-8. So when you fire your ability, when you fire BB-8, you'll be able to hear him talking and actually kind of coming through and saying that he's repairing the ship. So Poe's actually got a great ability as well for L1R1. That's going to ping out a kind of radius, and it's going to tag all of the nearby ships and show them up on the map to everybody so they can go and attack these guys. And then on R1, he's got his proton torpedoes, which are going to be able to deliver some good damage there as well. So probably the most iconic starfighter in Star Wars, we've got the Millennium Falcon, and as piloted by Han and Chewie, which those actual guys are in there piloting the ship in the build. As you can see here from L1, we've got a big speed boost. So, you know, whilst the Millennium Falcon's going to have a great deal of health, it's also going to get targeted quite a lot because it's a really big ship. So you're going to want to get out of those sticky situations with the speed boost. R1, we've got our missiles, we've got our proton torpedoes, so you can fire those out for some great damage. So then if, you use L1 and R1, that's going to use your turret, you know, the classic iconic Millennium Falcon turret. And that's going to automatically track people and fire shots at them to try and take you down if they're on your back.
Excellent work. Their assault has failed.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Everyone at Criterion just can't wait for you guys to get your hands on this. You can play Starfighter Assault in Star Wars Battlefront II out on PlayStation 4 worldwide on the 17th of November.
The force is strong with PlayStation. For the players.